it panic time? Is it panic time? I don't know. Kelsey Mitchell has Caitlin Clark, Indiana Fever fans all up in wraps about her post on Instagram. Is she planning to bail on this Indiana Fever team? Is she tired of hearing that this is Caitlin Clark's team and that is all that the people want and need? This is why
Okay, so why are we all even talking about this? Because nobody, and I mean nobody, saw this coming. The Indiana Fever just lost one of their absolute biggest stars, Kelsey Mitchell, and she's officially out. The way this all went down just completely blindsided everyone, from the players to the fans. Literally no one had a clue this move was happening. The timing, the radio silence, and what it all means. Everything about it is raising some serious questions. What's your take? Did Kelsey make the right call here, or what? Man.
Down, Kelsey Mitchell may be looking to take her talents.
Let's be real for a second. Kelsey Mitchell, she was one of the core players who basically carried the Indiana Fever through some of their absolute roughest seasons, and now she just dropped the mic and walked away. And the craziest part? There was no big dramatic lead-up, no whispers, no secret leaks, not even a cryptic tweet. Just a super quiet exit that honestly hit way harder than any trade rumor we've heard all season. For a franchise that's been working so hard to rebuild their whole identity around Caitlin Clark, this is the absolute last thing they needed right now. The Fever were this close to finally feeling like a stable team. Now, they're right back in chaos mode. But here's the thing, why does this even matter so much? It's all about Mitchell, absolutely
Lit it up this year. She was a beast. She was a first team all WNBA. She was scoring the ball at will. Nobody could stop her. She had one of her best statistical seasons. She averaged 20 points, 3 assists, and she nearly carried the Indiana Fever to the WNBA final. She literally played until her body locked up, till the wheels fell off. Kelsey Mitchell gave everything she had until the...
Listen, Kelsey Mitchell wasn't just some random name on the roster. She was the steady hand, the person who kept things together when everything else around the Fever was falling apart. Think about it. When Clark got hurt in the middle of the season, or when the team's rotation got completely shredded by injuries, and everyone was saying the Fever couldn't survive without their star, who was there keeping them afloat? It was Kelsey. She didn't just fill a role, she completely changed it. She went from being Caitlin's co-star to running the entire offense. And in doing that, she accidentally became the most valuable free agent the league just wasn't ready to lose. But here's the real kicker. This isn't just about a player leaving, this is a message. It's a message to the Fever front office, to the coaching staff, and honestly, maybe even to the whole WNBA. Because from what multiple insiders are saying, this wasn't about money at all. It was about trust. Now let's rewind a few months. The Fever's front office had one clear goal for the offseason: keep their core players together. That meant locking in Kelsey Mitchell early, but right from the start, things just got messy. Negotiations dragged on, deadlines were missed, and while everyone just assumed Kelsey was a sure thing to re-sign, the team kept putting off the deal. They were waiting for the CBA to be finalized, waiting for exact cap numbers, waiting for clarity on everything. Meanwhile, other teams were just circling like sharks. Dallas, Las Vegas, even New York. They all saw the same thing: a proven scorer, super reliable under pressure, and someone who didn't need the spotlight to perform at a high level.
Let's go Alexa, then Rich.
Kelsey, this is a question kind of looking ahead. Being a free agent,
there was just so much uncertainty across the board, not just for players, but for the entire league heading into the off season.
Have you put any thought into, what you think you might, wish for, 2026 for yourself, whether you'd like to be back or anything along those lines?
I hope we got a league. So for there, I hope that when it's all said and done, we can, have a season period for all the girls, for every person that's, aspirations to be in the league and be in the W. I think for one, that's the start, being on the same page with that. Bless you. Being on the same page for that and kind of just, making sure we have a league to start. No matter what happens, having a league is kind of big for us. And I think individually for me, I'm going to take my time, figure out what my family needs. Losing a parent is a big shift. And so, I take in consideration how my mom feels now. I know I take in consideration how my siblings and, my intermediate family, my dad's mom is still alive, my grandmother. And so that's big for me. And so, family is big for me. And so I think talking to them and figuring out what's best for us and for what I need internally is always going to be important. And I think that takes time. But I will say to Indiana Fever, like 8 years, it's going to be a lot to talk about because I have so much love and so much aspiration for this place. And I think when the time is right, the great conversations will be had. But Indy is like my second family and everything I've been through the last 8 years. I don't think Indianapolis, Indiana, I don't think there's any other place that was greater for me, the growth and all that. So I think the right conversations will be had. And when it's time, I guess we'll all know.
And this is really where everything went sideways. When Caitlin Clark went down, Kelsey Mitchell absolutely carried that team. But instead of getting praised as a leader, she got slapped with the label of replaceable. Serious, multiple reports came out saying the Fever's analytics team actually believed her playstyle just didn't fit long-term with Caitlin's system. Translation: they thought she might get in the way. Yeah, you go ahead and tell that to the player who literally kept the team alive while your superstar was out. So when the offseason finally hit, the writing was pretty much already on the wall. The front office dragged its feet, hoping to re-sign her for a discount, but Kelsey wasn't having any of it. She knew her worth, she'd proven it on the court, and now she's gone. Now let's talk about the timing, because this is what's blowing up social media. Her announcement just dropped right in the middle of all this WNBA free agency chaos, just when fans thought all the drama was finally over. It wasn't just the decision itself, it was the complete silence leading up to it. No public farewell, no long heartfelt letter to the fans, just boom, gone. Fans instantly flooded every comment section. Some said it was about respect. Others are convinced something much deeper happened behind the scenes, like locker room tension or issues with head coach Stephanie White's system. Honestly, both could totally be true. Remember, White runs a really fast-paced, high-intensity system that pushes players to their absolute limit. That's great for short-term results, but it can be terrible for long-term health. Multiple players, including McDonald and Boston, have dealt with injuries that fans claim were preventable. And Kelsey, she's been really vocal in the past about load management and player safety. So if she felt like her concerns weren't being taken seriously, that could have been the final straw. Now, before anyone says this came out of nowhere, there were actually signs if you were looking closely. During the Fever's playoff push, Kelsey started skipping some press conferences. She wasn't posting much team-related content on social media anymore, and her interviews started getting shorter too. No big smiles, no hype talk, just business. That's not burnout, that's detachment. And the more the season went on, the more it looked like she was quietly getting ready to make her exit. But here's where it gets really interesting. This isn't just a loss for Indiana, it's a warning shot to the whole league. Because if someone like Kelsey Mitchell, who is loyal, consistent, and so respected, can just walk away from a team like the Fever, what does that say about how the WNBA is actually handling its stars? You've got league-wide frustration with officiating, the CBA uncertainty is freezing contracts, and players are openly talking about poor communication from leadership. It's really starting to feel like a pattern here, not just a coincidence. And here's the scary part. The Fever might have just learned the completely wrong lesson from all this. Instead of asking, why did we lose her? They might try to spin it as, now we can fully build around Caitlin. That is incredibly dangerous thinking. Because Kelsey wasn't competition for Clark. She was balanced. She was the safety valve when defenses trapped Caitlin. She was the shooter who kept spacing alive. She was the veteran who brought stability in chaos. You absolutely do not replace that overnight. And that's why fans are so angry. Not just because she's gone, but because it feels like it was totally avoidable. They had her. They just didn't appreciate her enough to keep her around. Now there's another angle here that nobody's really talking about. Kelsey's timing might actually be super strategic with the CBA talks stalling and salary numbers still unclear. Free agents really have only two choices: sit tight and wait, or act early before chaos truly hits. Kelsey chose the second route. By moving now, she completely avoids getting trapped in a delayed market where owners just freeze spending until new cap numbers finally drop. It's a bold move, but it's really smart. And it also sends a clear message to other players. If your team doesn't value you right now, make your move before they can't afford to lose you later. Meanwhile, Fever fans are left wondering what the heck happens next. Who's gonna replace her production? Who steps up as that secondary scorer? Because without Kelsey, defenses are just gonna suffocate Caitlyn every single game. That's not a theory, we've seen it happen. When Clark was the only real offensive threat, she got doubled, tripled, and thrown to the floor night after night. And now, unless Indiana makes a big signing really fast, that's exactly what's gonna happen again. It's almost poetic, isn't it? The same front office that claimed to be protecting their superstar might have just made her job twice as hard. The sad part is, Kelsey wasn't just another name on the roster, she was truly part of the Fever's identity. She was the quiet fighter who never asked for headlines, she just wanted wins. And now that she's gone, everyone's finally realizing what she truly meant. Even rival fans are posting appreciation tweets. You know it's bad when opposing fan bases are saying y'all didn't deserve her. So here we are. The Fever are heading into the offseason missing a crucial piece. Their fans are restless, and Caitlin Clark, who is the face of the league, is gonna have to do even more heavy lifting than she did before. That's not progress, guys. That's regression in a shiny New Jersey. And the craziest part, nobody saw this coming at all. No insider leak, no late night rumor mill, nothing. Just a quiet, classy exit that left the entire WNBA community absolutely stunned. If this were a chess game, Kelsey Mitchell just made the smartest move on the board, and Indiana never even saw the checkmate coming. The news hit the WNBA like a thunderclap, I swear. Within hours of Kelsey Mitchell's announcement, the internet just turned into a full-blown debate zone. Was it money? Was it ego? Was it the coaching? Nobody had any real answers, just theories, screenshots, and enough speculation to fuel an entire ESPN segment. But here's the one thing everyone actually agreed on. The Fever fumbled this big time, because, let's be real, if you're a franchise trying to build a dynasty around Caitlin Clark, the last thing you want is chaos surrounding her. And yet, that's exactly what's happening right now. You'd think the front office would have learned something from last season's near collapse. Instead, they just repeated the same mistake, underestimating the value of the players who actually made the team work while Clark was sidelined. And Kelsey's departure proves that loyalty definitely has its limit. You can grind, you can sacrifice, you can carry the team through injuries, but if the organization treats you like a spare part, you're gonna walk plain and simple. Now, let's talk fallout. First up, Caitlin Clark. This affects her more than anyone else. She's the face of the franchise, she's the marketing engine, and she's the league's biggest draw. But on the court, she needs help. You know, she needs shooters, she needs scorers, and she needs veteran guards who can take some pressure off her. That was Kelsey Mitchell. You take her out of the picture, and suddenly Clark is back to being double-teamed every single possession. The spacing gets worse, the tempo slows down, and all those flashy passes turn into turnovers because there's just no one left to finish plays. So yeah, this isn't just a roster change, it's a system collapse waiting to happen, and that's not an exaggeration. Even Fever insiders privately admitted that Mitchell was the glue. She kept the offense balanced when Clark was running off ball. She managed the tempo. She calmed the team during those panic runs. You just can't replace that with a draft pick and wishful thinking. Now let's look at the front office side. The Indiana Fever are in total panic mode, even though they won't admit it publicly. You'll probably see statements like, "We wish Kelsey the best and are confident in our direction moving forward." Translation? We have no backup plan, because the timing couldn't be worse. The CBA freeze means trades are stalled, free agents are hesitant, and salary numbers are completely in limbo. By the time everything finally opens up again, the top-tier guards will already be gone. Meanwhile, other teams are ready to pounce. Word around the league is that Dallas and Los Angeles are both keeping tabs on Mitchell. Dallas wants another consistent scorer next to Erike Ogunboal, and LA just needs anyone who can get them out of basketball purgatory. And if either of them offers Mitchell a max deal with full control of the offense, yeah, she's gone for good. Which brings us to the million-dollar question. Why didn't Indiana just pay her? Because it's never just about the money, guys. It's about respect. When your star player gets hurt and your second best player saves your season, you reward her. You don't question her fit. Instead, Indiana hesitated, and hesitation in pro sports is basically the same thing as rejection. And honestly, the players see it, the locker room sees it. They know when a team's loyalty only runs one way. So when fans started tweeting things like, "Don't be surprised if others follow her lead, they might not be wrong," it's the domino effect. You lose one cornerstone, and the cracks start spreading fast. And what makes this even worse? The optics. Because on the very same day Kelsey's resignation hit the news, the league's commissioner was out there giving another corporate speech about growing the game. Meanwhile, one of the league's most consistent players just walked away without even a press conference. That right there pretty much sums up the WNBA's biggest problem, the disconnect between what they say and what actually happens. Fans want transparency, players want fair treatment, and instead, what they get is confusion and PR spin. Kelsey's exit isn't just about Indiana, it's about how many players feel completely disposable the second a new star arrives. Now don't get it twisted, Caitlin Clark's presence is a blessing for the WNBA, absolutely, but if every team that drafts a superstar starts treating their veterans like they're just extras, we are headed straight for chaos. And Kelsey Mitchell might have just been the first to say, no thanks. If anything, her exit could really inspire other players to rethink what loyalty even means, because right now, loyalty doesn't pay the bills or protect your body from being overused in a broken system. So, where does this leave Indiana? In short, scrambling. They'll try to frame it as a new chapter, but everyone knows the truth. The Fever just lost their emotional leader, and they do not have a replacement lined up. The front office can bring in another shooter or draft a flashy name, but chemistry isn't something you can buy. And once that's gone, it's gone for good. Nobody saw this coming, not fans, not analysts, not even her teammates. Kelsey Mitchell walking away changes everything for the Fever, and honestly, maybe even for the entire league. What do you guys think? Smart move by Kelsey or a massive mistake by the Fever? Let me know in the comments below.